Right now, I'm trying to develop a new skill that I think will take my income maybe double or triple if I can learn this or hire someone who can do this for me. It's pretty much just email sequencing and funneling people from social media to a free email list. From that free email list, you are getting them to the product. That is very simple stuff. The problem is kind of how do you actually integrate this into your system? Let's say for the right now for the website that the guy that I'm working with is using is called Squarespace. So the questions that I'm and the problems that I'm running into is there's three different ways someone is that going to give us our email right now. One is going to be through Twitter. Right now we're doing a few Twitter threads a week, and those are getting a few 100,000 impressions each. At the end, if we're going to funnel them to an email list, you are going to want a different email sequence that is being sent out to them. That is going to be through written work. It is going to start with something that is going to be evoking emotion, then logic, then fear, then getting them to the product or getting them to some sort of additional free value, which will then get them to the product. If they're coming from YouTube, which is getting a few million views a month from, you are going to want some sort of video-based lead magnet that is going to be funneling them either to some sort of additional value or into the product directly. This is all pretty basic stuff. The problem arises is how do you actually implement this into your website? Um, what integrations and what other apps are you using to take, let's say, an automated email sequence that is made to be set out when someone from X platform signs up for your free newsletter or free email? And then from the website, everyone's had this happen before. When you go on a website, there's a email pop-up that comes up. Hey, if you want X, some sort of additional free value, just get sign up for your email here. That is a pretty simple thing. But what platform are people using to take all of these different systems and having different lead magnets that are being sent out to different people dependent upon what app they're signing up for, and how do you integrate that into the website that you're using with the email list that you have already? Because if we have 10,000 people already on an email list and we want to do something like this, kind of how does everything mix and match together? Why is this such a big opportunity? I mean, if you read a lot of the old marketing books, if you have cold traffic, then per email that you have on your list, that should be able to generate you $1 per month. If you have 10,000 emails on your list, that should be able to generate you $1 per email that you have. That would be, let's say, $10,000 per month. That is with cold traffic. The guy that I'm working with, it would be the hottest traffic possible, incredibly warm. So I think we can generate maybe $5, $10 per email that we have on the list. And I think we could probably get 1 to 5,000 people on the list per week. Maybe at least for the first few months, just because we have not yet done anything like this. So that means I think we can be generating a few $1,000s a week, right? Maybe like 20, $30,000 per week from this. And that would be a huge opportunity. Whereas right now, there's very little marketing that we are doing in this business. And this is, I mean, no brainer stuff that can increase revenue by a huge margin almost instantly if we can set this up from a psychological or from a tops down level. I understand this very, very well. What needs to be done, how we are going to structure the emails, how we are going to kind of develop these lead magnets to get funnel the most amount of people possible into these products, and then maybe upselling the current people that we have on the product because he's a few different tiers. How can we also take the people who are at the bottom tier and funnel them to the top tier, because there's a few thousand people there who could, instead of paying $20 a month, could be paying $200 a month. So that's also a humongous opportunity that we are just wildly missing out on. But it's very easy to say all this stuff, but how do you actually do it? What steps are you taking, or what apps are you using to integrate this into your business? And I know that they are out there because there's so many people doing this stuff. This is just something that I'm trying to learn right now. This is literally, I'm a few days into this. And this is when there's the most like pessimistic optimism, because I know if I can figure X out, then I will have a Y outcome, or at least hypothetically, I would have Y outcome. But right now, I can't figure out how to fucking set it up. which it should be the easiest part. The easiest part should be integrating these things into your websites, but that's always what I have the hardest time with. For some reason, you have to know your skill set and weakness. For me, thinking through these ideas and what will actually funnel the most is very easy for me. But practically speaking, how do I not necessarily code this into the system to allow this to be possible, but what apps do I need to use and how do I actually use those apps? I've been messing around with a few different things, but it for me, it's very challenging to use these. And this should be so fucking easy. The website's entire goal that I'm trying to be using to integrate this into my system, their entire goal, it should be to make this as easy as possible so they can get paid the most amount of money. That is their entire goal. But for some reason, my dumb motherfucker self can't figure this out. But I know I have to because there's a overwhelming opportunity. Let's just do some broad numbers. Just by increasing the audience of the guy, we went from doing about $30,000 a month to $70,000 per month, taking very, very basic marketing strategy, not getting really any emails. All we did is we increased the total views and impressions that he were getting across all platforms. And then we were funneling them to a free webinar once every few months. And then from the webinar, we were funneling them to the product, but it's a pretty low ticket item. So you want to be congruent. You don't really need to do a webinar to funnel low ticket items to. Instead, what you should be doing is being congruent. If it's a $200 a month product, an email sequence is going to work just as well as a webinar would, or not just as well, but you can get so many more people on the email sequence and then still do those occasional webinars. But if you have all the emails, you can get way more people on the webinar. So either way, we are missing out on such a gigantic opportunity because through rough calculations, I think within, let's say, 5 to 6 months, we should be able to go from a 6,000 person email list. There was zero email marketing ever done, but we still got 6,000 people on an email list to, I would suspect, maybe 50,000. And with that 50,000, I think there's a very high chance we can make $2 to $5 per email that we have. So I think that could bring the monthly income from 70 to maybe $200,000 per month. Maybe. It might be maybe closer to 150. Maybe we can double the monthly revenue, but that would be a gigantic increase from when I first initially started working with them. And that's a huge number. $150,000 a month would be huge. So I also need to figure this out. Someone else that I want to work with, if I can figure this out and it's like back of the napkin math for me, very, very easy, then right when I start working with them, this will just be one of the first things I start doing. And it should be easy once I figure it out. So if anybody knows how to do this, I will pay you, let's say $2,000, just flat fee to teach me how to do this because it would be so helpful to me. If you can just show me every single step of the way, training me how I can understand how to do this from a practical and technological standpoint, which would probably only take you like 2 days to do, then help me out and I will reward you through compensation. It sucks. It really, really sucks when you know these things at work. And I'm really just beating myself up because I haven't spent enough time learning about this, but I'm just ranting because I haven't figured it out instantly. Whereas this is my first time doing something like this, so why should I beat myself up over it? But if you are someone starting an online business, start doing this right away. Learning how to integrate these systems into your business, get the emails, learn how to do proper lead magnets, email sequences, what you're going to do. If you want to learn the like complete master who mastered this 20 years ago, it would be Traffic Secrets by Russell Brunson. It's one of the best audible books for practical marketing tips that you could ever learn. That was kind of what I was going over in this video because I am finishing listening to this book and I know that these marketing tactics work because I know other people who do them and they make a ridiculous amount of money from it. Why am I not doing it too? It's a no-brainer. It's a no-brainer and it's not difficult once you kind of know what you're doing. I just don't know what I'm doing, which is why I'm here talking about it instead of doing it. Huge opportunity. Day 43 of 1,000. Yesterday's video, It was very off topic from my regular business videos, but I had to get it off my chest. I didn't want to post it, but if you saw it, you know what I'm talking about. Goodbye.